Welcome back to Worn Out Racing. The Ignis is gone and the new car is just about to be pulled into the garage, or pushed I should say. Get your guesses in now over the next 15 seconds it's going to take. I may even do a little cheeky sneaky montage to see if you can guess what it is, but it is going to be good. And after yesterday's track day, which I've just been on, I am hyped for this one. So here we go. Goodbye Suzuki and hello the new Worn Out Racing project. So that was a little sneak peek montage before I show you my new car. Just indulge me just for a minute while I explain something very cool to you. So, once upon a time, there was a guy called Charlie and he built a car. The Lemon, in fact. It had all the decals on it, it had a load of different seats, different wheels, it had an 899 engine in it, didn't have the Trophy one in there. He then gifted that to my mate Chris, for various medical reasons I won't go into, but Charlie wasn't allowed to work on cars anymore, so he gave it to my friend Chris, which is wild really, but he wanted to make sure that the car went to a good home, and a good home it ended up with, because Chris paid a load of money, got the Trofeo engine refreshed, everything fitted, and then kind of got interested in his Alfa Romeo project, and then sold the car to me just for the price of what the engine cost and everything to put into it. The rest is history. I changed loads on it. I've worked on the engine, changed all the suspension, changed the interior stuff, taken more colour coding off, etc, etc. And that is what we've got to this day, the Lemon, previously known as Cheeky, I believe. Well, there was another car that young Charlie built, this one. Me and Chris got talking, and as things kind of progressed, Chris said to me, look man, I don't really need another project in my life. I kind of want to crack on and turbo my Ignis or do other things with it. He's got another car as well that he wants to do some stuff to. How about some kind of deal? We went back and forth, almost didn't happen, and then we kind of both came up with a deal that we would be happy with. So I'm glad to inform you that I am now the owner of a second Cinquecento. You heard me correctly, I've got another one, and it's a proper race spec one as well. And I'm going to say something straight off the bat here. As with the Lemon, when I did that, I did say quite a few times that anything that I say that sounds like I'm being mean, I don't mean it. It's just a personal choice thing. If at any point I say something not particularly flattering about this car, same as when I did the Lemon, I don't mean it in a horrible way. Please take it as it is intended. But I have now got the job of taking this car from what I believe was a sum of great parts, but maybe just not executed in a way that I'd have done it, and turning it into something that I think will be super cool. But very much different, I'm sure, from the last time you saw it, and with a very, very different plan of how it's going to end up. So cue some kind of montage, maybe, about what the car looks like in its current state, and then we'll come back and talk about what an absolute insane little car this is going to end up being, and what my plan's going to be for it. I honestly cannot wait to dive into this, because it is in lots and lots of bits, because it was already being taken apart. What do you reckon? It's a pretty big job, right? And I'll be honest, it does look daunting, and I was very daunted when I first saw it, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing just like this bare, partly stripped down shell, especially because I would never have had one at this many parts taken off it in one go. I'd have taken all these bits off individually over time, but would I have taken them all off in one go? No, never. But what that means is we can do loads of stuff to this that I would never do to the Lemon, because I wouldn't want to put the hassle into doing it. Things like potentially upgrading the steering rack for a Cinquecento power steering rack, because it steers a lot quicker, rerouting cables into the cabin, smoothing some stuff, painting the engine bays the colour I want, refreshing parts of the engine while it's out, because again, why not? Why not get everything pretty fresh before I chuck it back in? So, what's the plan then, Ben? Well, the plan, if I can have a little sip of my tea, it's not going to be a show car. It's going to be a show car in that it's going to be really cool, I hope, by the end of it. It's going to look really good. It's going to sit nice and low. It's going to be super specced out. You're not going to see Cinquecentos like this every day. But I like, and you've probably got this impression from the Lemon, I love those kind of rough, kind of raw, dare I say the pun, slightly worn out looking kind of old school race cars. Ones that look like they've seen some action, but are proper cool as a result of it. Every chip and scars kind of tells a story. So I don't want to make it super clean. I don't want to buff and polish every corner of this. All I want to do is change the color coding, bring it back to the kind of level that I want, spec some stuff up, tone some stuff down, and just make it look like it's just rolled off a racetrack somewhere from doing some race series, and it just look proper cool. Right, so before this episode runs away from us and I spend too much time waffling on, getting far too excited, I'm going to show you two things to show. Actually, I'm going to show you three things. I'm going to show you what engine's going to go in it. I'm going to show you what one of the boxes looks like that came with it, so you can see the challenge that I've got. And I'm going to show you one other thing that I think will really show you what direction I'm going with. Let's go with the third one first. Now remember, I'm not telling you this to be mean. I mean, I don't think Charlie will ever see the video anyway, but I'm not doing it to be horrible. I'm not saying this to try and poke fun at anyone. But if I show you this one part, this sums up the whole car. And if I tell you what I'm going to do to this part, that will give you an idea of what's going to happen to this car as well. This, in case you don't know what it is an engine mount. This one bolts onto the inside chassis leg on the passenger side, and then this bolts onto the actual engine block, whatever you want to call it, and that's it. Now, if you look at this, it has been painted red, a lot of red. You can see brush strokes and stuff in it. It's been painted with like a really thick hammerite. You can also see this bit's been painted red, and if you look really close, you can see that this bit has been wrapped with carbon fibre blue vinyl. Now, it's also got poly bushes in it, top and bottom, and that is a really nice little mod, especially on a car like this. So if you take it like this, it has styling I don't like with parts that I do. So this is going to go black or graphite or something. This will probably just end up black because you can't see it, so I don't see the point in having any other colour. And I'll be keeping the cool mods because this is actually really new. So if you amplify that about 1,000 times across the whole car, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to keep the cool bits. I'm going to paint the bits that are red and blue and white or any other colour to the colours that I like, or tone them right down, and then really start to take advantage of the wicked stuff that is on this car. Right, number two, what engine's going in it? Ooh. This engine. Now, before anyone sees this and guesses, some people might know what it is, some people might not. They call this a Superfire. So the 8-valve version of this you get in a Sporting, that's just your normal fire engine. This is called a Superfire. So fundamentally, pretty much the same up to this point. Then it runs a 16-valve head. Now this one's even more special, if you want to call it that, because this is a really early one from a Mark 1 Punto. So these, by general standards, are better than the later ones. I think the heads are cast a little bit different. I'm fairly certain these have double valve springs. So anyone that doesn't know that, the little spring that keeps all the valves shut, usually they're just one spring. But if they fit double valve springs, it means they're even stronger. So when you rev them really highly, you don't get problems with the valves not opening and shutting quick enough. Things like that. I even think the manifold that lets the air into the engine is better on these because it's metal at the bottom, plastic over the top. I think maybe the later ones are all plastic. Either way, this is an untested engine. It came from my good man Duncan. He sold it to Chris, but there is no reason to believe it's not good. But what I'm going to do is things like all the timing belt, water pulley, the water pump. I'm going to replace all the crank seals. I'm going to obviously put all new gaskets on. I will take the sump off and reseal it, make sure everything's all right in that. Then all the normal stuff, all new plugs, all new leads, all new sensors. But I'm not going to touch the engine because there is some other cool stuff that's going to go with it. I mean, including this 100% rebuilt, professionally done, brand spanking new gearbox. Barely done many miles on it at all, but as you can see, it is very red. So that'll be changing as well. But there are some fruity little bits to go on this engine, and I am absolutely hyped to finally be getting a 16 valve engine in a Fiat Cinquecento. I've never had one before, ever. And if you want some mass to go with that, if you think a Sporting is 54 horsepower, a 900cc is say 40, the Lemon at a push, if it's making 60 horsepower, especially given the times I was doing at Kerbera, I'll be surprised, really. These make 85 horsepower straight out of the box. Nothing done to them. Stock exhaust, stock filters, everything. I've already been talking to my man Duncan, who's a bit of a 16 valve boy himself. He's got an individual throttle body, crazy version of one of these, and he's already told me a few little things that you can bolt on and tweak on these with no real effort and get it up to at least 90 horsepower, no problem at all. So if you think that's 90, that's nearly double a Sporting, not quite, do the maths, 90 is not 108, but it's easily double a normal 900cc. So it is going to be wicked, especially with the parts that it actually comes with. Now, before I start cracking on, because I'm supposed to be actually unloading stuff out of the boot and sorting it out tonight rather than videoing this, I'm going to show you one quick box, and then we're going to end this episode, and you'll see me again very soon when I start to actually work on it. Now, admittedly, if Chris is watching this, which he will, because he's a big fan, aren't you, Chris? Don't think this is the only box I've opened, okay? So I'm not in any way this could be one of the worst boxes in the whole lot. I don't know, but I've opened it, but this is the sort of thing I need to work through, and this is what we're going to be dealing with as part of a project like this. When you buy a project for someone, you have to accept the fact that unless they've literally got 15,000 boxes and jiffy bags and stuff, when you get it, you're going to get it in a way they took it off, and it might not necessarily make sense to me, but it made sense to him at the time. But thankfully, he's just given me everything. I've got spare handles, not that I'm going to run them on this car, but I've got them anyway because he had them. I've got things like spare indicators, but actually that one's not fitted because again, he just threw all this stuff back on there for me to get it. So that will obviously chuck straight back on there. I've got all little hoses and stuff like this, and because I don't know what that's from, I've got a box of I don't know what it is, so I'm going to throw all them in. Now this is a throttle body which looks like a 16 valve one, so again I'll keep that handy. But I mean, what I'm going to do is every time I find something that goes with an engine part, I've got a box over there, I'm like, right, that's engine, boom, that one goes in there. If I find something that looks like it goes as part of the braking system or whatever, I throw that in the braking system. I've got spare lowering springs. I've got the handle for the extinguisher set up. I don't know if it needs that or if it's already fitted. Obviously, I've got some inner plastics. So this is what I've got. And if you look in the back of the car, and you can't see it from here, but in the pictures you would have done, I've got a whole load of boxes in there that I'm going to sort through. But if you look, I've already emptied this, and I've put basically boxes on there for all of the stuff. So this one's an engine box. Underneath I've got there for like spares and things. I've already got some parts for the anti-roll bars and things like that up there. I've started putting some stuff on here. And if you look, I've already got some cool stuff. Because that is a flocked dash, which is going to look wicked. So yeah, I hope you're as excited about this. I hope you're not quite as worried about it as I am, because I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit worrying starting this off, but I've got every confidence I can do it. I've already had a few jokes that people say it's going to take me 6 years to build this. And I take that as a personal insult. And if I'm honest with you, it was the right thing to say, because now it just makes me want to finish it in 3 months just to annoy everybody. I'm not giving you any deadlines. I'm not telling you how long it's going to take. I'm not telling you exactly how I'm going to do it. I really have no idea. It might start to fall together really quick. It might not. But what I will tell you is we're starting from the front, engine bay first, get the engine back together, get the engine bay painted, get everything fitted in the engine bay that needs to fit, get the engine in there. Don't need to get it running, just need to get it off my floor and open, because I don't like open engines in my garage, because it just causes you problems. I just want it all bolted together, all sealed up, all bolted into the car. Then I've got more space to start working my way back, sorting the dash, cutting the new one to go in, sorting the wiring, sorting all the other bits on there, painting the cage, all that kind of stuff, doing the new bumpers. But until then, and until I figure it out in my head, I've just done a big order on Auto Dock for engine bits that I know I'm going to need regardless, and we're just going to go from there, basically. So yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you're not disappointed what the new project was. I'd be shocked if you were. Anybody who remembers the car back when Charlie had it, feel free to comment. If you think I'm ruining it, that's fine, because I'm going to do it anyway. Just hopefully you get on board and understand why me and Chris, we're going in the direction with this car that we are. And more often than not, I hope that this gets done pretty quick so you can see me out absolutely hammering it at a track near you fairly soon. But maybe not. Maybe next year. Who knows? But either way, tune back in again very soon. I seem to be hammering these episodes out at the moment, and it doesn't show any signs of stopping yet. So I'll see you again soon. Stay one out racing. Stay safe.